tried to rob us, um, and then we had to plug away and get that result. Um, Very happy at the moment. Um, we needed that. We needed that, especially after the results over the weekend. Um, with Liverpool dropping points and we closing the gap to 2 points now at the top of the table. We needed that. Um, yeah, um, I'm pretty excited with what we can do now. We have confidence and also the way we played as well. We normally struggle there. I think we dominated most of the game, um, and we control position well. I think they struggle to deal with our movement, especially in the first half. Rotation in the midfield, Rice, Zubimendi, um, Calafiori as well. I think they struggled to deal with that in the first half in terms of how we moved. And also, um, Eze, having someone between the lines was also massive for us. And going by the game, I was happy with the starting lineup, but I was surprised that Saliba didn't start ahead and Mosquera started. But Mikel mentioned that he is still recovering from the ankle injury and he won and some massive coming up as well. He's already played a lot of minutes in the against City and at Port Vale, and he needed to give him a bit of a rest. But morning, uh, that the chance of the penalty, I can't believe they did that. I can't really believe that Stonewall penalty. Um, Kind of, they have the same excuse like last week when Chelsea um, were at United and I think Robert Sanchez with Wemo, quite a similar foul. And if you even look back on when we played Brighton last season, the pen head clash between Saliba and João Pedro, and they said like he got a touch, but it was intentional. I was like, what the hell? That was quite like when the penalty happened, he took his time and pointed to the sport, and then they waited. I was like, this is a Stonewall penalty. So, and I was like, and then they went to VAR for him to review. I was like, nah, they're not gonna rob us, and they actually turned it over. It was not a clear, obvious error because I don't know, especially with the foul like that. I don't know what the assumption that okay, the keeper touched the ball. Yeah, he touched the ball because um, Gyökeres played it away from him and he's trying to move away from him and his knees planted. It's a penalty. But anyway, that doesn't matter. We won the game. But yeah, man, it was tough. Like it felt like last week against City again, creating all these chances, sitting in a low block, and we're trying to break them down and break them down. We kept coming. We made substitutions, and Mikel Merino came on. Like that guy is like he is a threat in the box. He's a massive, massive threat. Um, I know he's been getting a lot of negativity in the past few weeks because it's not his fault. Not his fault anyway, because he's been played as a three-man midfield vice and Zubimendi, and then people are calling it negativity from Ateta, which is understandable the way we played. But I think that guy in the box is Hi Yanaka. Nice of you to join us. Thank you for joining. Um, um, and he comes up with the big goal. I think I'm not sure how many goals he scored, but he scored the most goals this calendar year for Arsenal, which is very massive. He was playing as a nine most of the year, but I think his ability in the box, he is always a threat. Whether it's headers or finishes, He's really, really good at that. I think that was a massive goal for us. Now Newcastle needed to come and play because they also wanted to win the game, and and their goalkeeper stopped wasting time, so he started wanting to play, which was good. And then I think Martin Odegaard came on and started really pushing, and he was playing some good balls. He was control, threat behind. Zapoli played to Luis Kelly as well. I was like, let's go. We got a corner from that, and yeah, set piece FC chance again, and Gabriel with another massive goal for us. I think that was a massive goal, and also just the goal and how it happened. William Saliba in front of the goalkeeper blocked him well, and then Gabriel, and the keeper wanted to get to the ball, but it was too late. Gabriel was already there. It was massive. It was also so emphatic. Typical Gabriel goal, emphatic goal, big goal again, which is massive for us. It's a massive result. And now it closes up to 2 points. Hopefully, it gives us momentum with the Champions League this week. We're playing at home. That will really give us confidence. Not that we were playing bad in this game. We were really good. I think that first half, I was like, we're missing the saves that Pope made. I can think of two from Eze, some shots from Eze, chances again created. I was happy with the way we played until that penalty, and then we conceded, and then we sort of changed, like it sort of switched the momentum a bit to their side because they only had one chance in the first half, which they scored for them. Good for them. And I felt after that the game sort of changed a bit the momentum. I was worried that we're gonna sort of get desperate, and then we go to half time, and then we make the changes of Saliba, and then they couldn't again. We started building momentum again, started keeping the ball. And what they wanted a bounce. Like they were sitting in the mid block now more, and they were sunk back. They went back. We pushed them back a bit, but I felt like we kept doing the same thing again, over and over again. We weren't threatening much, but when we started making substitutions, started threatening again, getting their half. They started panicking as well. So, but fuck, man, they it's a massive win. I can't get away from that how big this is, especially in at that place with the atmosphere. One of the good things we did in the first half, we sort of when we were creating chances, the atmosphere sort of went down, the fans quieted down, they always booze with the fouls. But the referee, oh god. I was thinking like what a weak man. Like every foul it's not even a foul, they go down, he blows the whistle. When we were fouled, Saka was probably fouled like 3 times, and the referee waved on. I was like, this guy. But yeah, man, I'm glad we were patient. We didn't panic. We didn't get into the emotion of it all because they always drag us into places where they make it a contest and they try to foul, to fight, and all those things. We didn't get into that. We started playing, focusing on the game and playing, putting pressure on them, which was really, really good. And yeah, and they almost got a penalty as well, Gabriel, in the box block, which is lucky because it hit him first, Gabriel. Okay, he hit it and he hit it Elanga, and then it went off Gabriel's chin and into his hand, which is was fortunate for us because at the time we just had equalized. We were going to get the second goal, which was going to be difficult for us at that time of the game. Yeah, man, massive game. Unlucky for Mosquera, and with the corner he conceded, I felt like he could have kicked it out for a throw in, but he shanked his ball, went off for a corner. And I felt it at that time. Um, we, we were going to concede because anything that I can get in a game is through a set piece or a mistake. They took they took the corner, Voltemade, top of Gabriel, Stills. Hi Amy. Yes, I can read the chat. and say thanks for joining. Um, and I felt like at the time, he, they were gonna score or they're gonna concede, and then the the goal for ultimate, um, it sort of, I remember the time where we had three incidences of at Newcastle where it could be reviewed. The ball went. I remember the ball went out, um, and then there was a push on Gabriel. Oh, there was also a question of a if an offside. But yeah, man, he sort of put two hands on Gabriel. It sort of nudged him, and then Gabriel went. I felt like he went down too easily, and he scored. And I thought, yeah, man, this is happening to us again. Hi, Amy. I'm talking about Arsenal versus Newcastle. Um, um, I thought it was happening again. We're losing there in controversial circumstances. We could have had a penalty that they took away from us, and now we concede a goal. And like same movie again, over and over again at Newcastle. But I think we plugged away. Second half, we're patient. We kept pushing them back, and then we scored the first goal in the 83rd minute, and then the winner in the 95th minute, which is massive for us this season. Going to the next few games in the Champions League, play Champions League at home on Wednesday against Olympiacos. Quite an interesting game, especially when we play Olympiacos. Always struggle against them, but we can beat them. And then next week we got West Ham at home. We just had a new manager, Imuno. Manager bounce again for them. And then I think it's an international break after that. And we play on the 18th against Fulham and away at Craven Cottage. Then Champions League against Atleti at home again. I think in October we have about one, two, three, four home games. Um, Home games, or probably five home games with the Carabao Cup game. But anyway, that was a massive win for us, considering that Liverpool dropped points over the weekend in quite similar circumstances as well. Um, Handball from Salah for the equalizer, and then Eddie won it for Crystal Palace in the 98th minute, which was massive, and then it put pressure on us to go to Newcastle and win the game today. Yeah, great win for us, and we move on to the Champions League game. Thanks for everyone who joined our first live stream. Um, Hopefully, we'll do more of these in the future. Um, and yeah, especially after games, so much happening, so much adrenaline. I don't know how I'm gonna sleep tonight with so much adrenaline. I'm probably gonna consume a lot of Arsenal related content and everything. Thank you for joining us. Come on, you Gunners.